I do feel like Instagram, this is actually just what I tell myself to feel better. I think Instagram's like fucked in that it doesn't always show people your
No.
your
Yeah.
followers or your friends your posts.
Yeah, 100%.
Like I have to go looking for it. And that's I tell myself that obviously because my favorite boys never like my posts, but I just think it's because organically it doesn't come across their feed, okay? I don't know why,
No, that
but
is 100% part of like why people don't get a lot of likes is because you literally just don't see it.
that hurts my feelings a little bit because there's about five people I always check, got to see if they liked it or not. I'll save myself the time they did not like it.
I'll get like the notification that they liked it and I'll just take a screenshot of it.
I take a screenshot of it too. It brings me dopamine.
Oh yeah.
I like to look back. I do that with story likes as well, just to
Same.
keep me on my toes sometimes. I
Same.
used to have them in a folder, but I thought that was excessive.
That that's crazy.
So I stopped.
I feel like I'm like slowly learning a little bit more and more little red flags that you have, and it's kind of funny.
How's that a red flag? That's me being
It's not
a
a red flag,
dedicated
it's just weird.
fangirl. Well, I deleted the folder, but
Okay, well, I
like
mean, yeah, at the
now it's
time
hard to
though.
find them.
Yeah, I mean, I understand why you had the folder, but just having the folder in general is weird.
Yeah, I mean, everything's dormant right now, so maybe that's why I'm dead inside.
That's why there's just darkness around.
That's
Um,
why I see no light.
that's why you're in your basement.
Okay, so something that's been weighing on me for quite some time that is really relevant to the day and age that we're living in right now
Hmm.
is Coachella.
Okay.
I I have never, ever, ever, once, ever wanted to go to Coachella, and I stand by that. I don't think I would,
Really?
no. I do not want to go. I don't think I would thrive in that environment. I don't think you could pay. You give me a free ticket, I'm still not going.
What if role
Maybe if
model
you,
lining or something?
yeah, but like, even if he's headlining, that means nothing to me.
What
I
if you
don't
could get
know.
front row?
There is no front row. Front row is like you're in a field of dirt against a metal fence,
Yeah, but you're in the front
and you're
row, hanging
breathing
out
in
near
black
Charlie
dirt.
D'Amelio. Yeah.
No, no. I've said this before and I've said it again. I don't think I'll ever go to Coachella. It does not interest me at all. And honestly, I thought it was like falling off. I think with the resurgence of like influencers and it seemed to me like this year a lot of influencers like they were all in these brand houses, so it seems like brands were paying them to like obviously make content but go
100%.
to Coachella. So I'd be curious to know how many like of these influencers would have organically just gone to Coachella had it not been for like sponsored posts and brand deals and stuff like that, because I doubt very many of them would have gone. I just Coachella has lost its luster.
Yeah, I mean, I 100% agree. I think a lot of influencers are only going because they're getting paid by sponsors. And it, yeah, I mean, you could not pay me to go either. Like, I
I
mean,
mean,
you could
even
pay me
when
to go, but
well,
like,
even when Harry's like, I love, 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 love Harry Styles. That is my guy. Even when he headlined Coachella, I still had no interest in going. I don't know.
Mhm.
I'm not like a festival person, and it just seems like so crowded. And then everyone's around just trying to take like pictures for their Instagram, which, like, honestly, if I was at Coachella, that is also what I would be trying to do. But I
Yeah.
just think being surrounded by all of it in this like incubator would drive me insane. I could do it.
Yeah, you definitely don't seem like the type of person who would enjoy a
I
music
would not
festival.
thrive.
I think
No,
you
I've
would just be like overstimulated the entire
it
time.
is really overstimulating and there's so many crowds, and then there's like what if there's two artists playing at the same time that you really want to see at like two opposite stages. The
Hmm.
food, like everything is just so expensive because it's supply and demand and you can't go anywhere else.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion or not, but like you could not pay me to go to Coachella ever.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would actually probably agree with you, but there'd be a ton of people that would disagree as well.
Fast forward 2 years, I'm like at Coachella with some brand or something. I'm like, yeah, I love Coachella. But like for
I'm not here
real.
on a sponsor though. I love it. In the
Maybe if I
house.
got like the artist VIP, like extra deluxe kind of pass, and I don't have to deal with like the crowd that comes with
Hmm.
Coachella. But it's just like, ugh, and I feel like I would just see so many bad outfits. Okay, not gonna lie, That is also like my other thing. I'm very judgmental and I just feel like no one would really wow me. The one thing that I am like kind of impressed by, I was watching TikToks and people were getting interviewed and they were one of the questions that they were asked was what is like a reoccurring trend that you've been seeing this year at Coachella? And a lot of people were saying micro shorts. And then the other answer was like these bloomer shorts. And
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
I, mark my words, was ahead of that wave, okay? Because when I
Hmm.
went with my friend to that Free People event a couple months ago, I got bloomer shorts. And when I went to Miami, I wore the bloomer shorts. So that's me just kind of, I don't know, setting the trend, being ahead of the curve, if you will. So that
Uh-huh.
made me feel pretty good. And the only thing that about Coachella that would like allure me to go is like the idea of getting a fit off. But even then, it's just like the traffic, the heat, the money, the cringiness of it all. I'm a hater through and through.
I mean, I completely agree with you. I mean, there's so many things about Coachella that I just hate. It's just like standing in the mud, waiting in lines, standing in the heat, drinking during the day during the
Oh,
heat.
you hate day drinking. Yeah.
It's like I fucking hate day drinking, bro. Especially when it's hot out. Day drinking when it's hot out is like the worst combination in my opinion. And
What's
then
worse,
just
day drinking when it's hot out or day drinking when it's raining?
when it's hot out for sure.
Okay.
Raining is not that big of a deal. It's just that like the day drinking aspect. But
Okay.
I just oh my god, it's just a combination of things I would absolutely hate. Unless, like you said, we got invited and we're sitting in a nice house. We get like some sort of VIP to like. I'm fine standing in the front next to the gate as long as I don't have to like walk 10 miles to get home. As long as I can just like go back and get
No, they
picked
have
up and drive.
shuttles. They have
Yeah, but I want
shuttles.
like a VIP shuttle, so it's like I don't have to deal with
Oh,
all the other
you
random
want like a
people.
sprinter van then?
Yeah, yeah. Like,
Okay.
and then if I have to use a restroom, I want to sit in line to use a restroom. Or like, also, actually, the worst thing is that most people are just staying in like a tent for like
I
three
know you could
nights.
not. I could not do
Like,
that. I need a shower,
and you can
okay?
barely shower. And then I saw a TikTok where they are waiting in line for showers, and the line is massive. I'm like, no,
No.
that no way.
That's a no from me, dog.
And
Also, I
yeah,
mean, I don't know if the stat is true or not, but somewhere I saw that 60% of people bought their Coachella ticket on a payment plan.
yeah, I was literally just about
Bro,
to
if
say
you have to
this.
put your $500-$600 Coachella
Yeah,
ticket on a payment plan, don't go.
yeah.
It's not worth it.
If you
Maybe
can't
it
buy
is,
it
but
2 to 3 or 4 times, don't go. You can't be buying that, bro.
that's so crazy to me.
Yeah, like that's very financially irresponsible, people.
Save your money.
Yeah. Anyways,
Anyways,
long
if a brand
intro,
wants
but
to send Sebastian and I to Coachella, we'll go.
that's the thing. If the lineup is good and it's just like the setup is nice, then I'm down. But in general, I'm not spending $600 or $1,000 on tickets and then sitting in a tent for 3 nights. Like,
In an ideal world, who would be like three headliners you would actually love to see? Give me like a real, not realistic. What's the opposite of realistic?
um, oh my god, my brain just
I know. Oh, give me like
like
Friday, Saturday.
delusional. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Who would be like
okay.
three
Well, first of all,
headliners?
I want to say, guys, welcome back to the Good Time Pod,
Oh
episode
yeah.
7. That was a long intro, and we're gonna continue talking about Coachella, but I just
We're gonna
wanted
continue just being absolute haters, but then also saying that we'll sell out at the same time. So if there's a reoccurring theme, is that we're probably hypocrites.
all
But
these
anyways,
influencers suck, but however, if you did want to pay us, we are down.
but if the guest compound did want to fly us out on a private jet and put goodies in our room, by all means.
Yeah, yeah. So 3 headliners. I think like Post Malone,
Okay.
because I realize he's probably like he's the artist I listen to the most. I'm starting to realize.
I don't think I knew that about you.
Yeah, I didn't know that about me either for a little
Oh,
while.
okay.
And then I was looking at it and I was like, oh, like I kind of skipped to his part in features, and then I really enjoy his music.
Okay.
Him, then I mean, let's say Chance the Rapper did do it, and he did like
Okay.
coloring book the entire time or something. Then I would 100%
Okay.
go to that.
Okay, so we're dictating the set list as well
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But if it was just chance, I don't know if I would. That would be worth it. Um, if I want to get crazy, maybe like Lil Uzi.
Lil Uzi? Oh,
Yeah,
you have said that you really like Lil Uzi. Okay,
yeah.
that checks out.
He's been like a top artist, and then because also Post can do country and like pop, which is
Yep.
sick. So I don't know if I'd want a country. I don't even know what kind of artists show up at Coachella. And then the
Well,
last
country
one,
would be like Stagecoach.
I know that's the thing, but like I
Yeah.
still feel like Post could do
He
Coach
could do both.
Coachella.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stagecoach would be sick. But I'm trying to think.
You would go to Stagecoach? It's
No, but
at
it's
the
just cool
same
because it's
place
country.
and
It's just
it's
cool
the
that it's
same.
country. Yeah, no, I wouldn't actually want to go, but
Okay.
same mindset with Coachella there.
Okay.
Then last artist, they have to be alive,
Yeah,
right?
they do have to be alive.
Shoot, who's? Ooh, I mean, honestly, like Justin Bieber would be pretty sick.
Oh, that's a phenomenal answer.
Yeah, I feel like just because I realize he is definitely a top artist I listen to, so I think he would be sick.
Okay, I need you to fact check me. I saw like a video on TikTok, but it could have been AI generated these days, or it could have just
hmm
been like an old video with like an inaccurate caption. Did Justin Bieber come out with anyone at Coachella this weekend and sing like a song?
I saw a video where he came out and was singing like "What Do You Mean?" I think,
Yeah, but I
but
couldn't tell
I
if
couldn't
that was
tell if
like
that was from
recent or
this year
not
either. Yeah,
because he has his nose pierced now. So I was like really trying to dial in and see like if he had his nose pierced, but the video wasn't really close enough to show that. So I'm like,
yeah,
why aren't more? I only saw the one video, and I feel like if that happened, more people would have been talking about it.
yeah. I'm looking it up right now to
That
see.
just goes to show. Also, I've been listening to on repeat that unreleased Justin Bieber song I sent you a few weeks ago featuring
Dude,
Jack Harlow.
it's
Fire.
such a heater. It's so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, and it's so hard to find. I had to literally
hmm
screen record the link that I sent you because I was scared it was gonna go away. So I just go to my videos in my photo album
Wait,
and
can you
listen to
send
it
me
on
that screen
repeat. Yeah.
recording? Because whenever I go to click on that website you sent me, it like doesn't work half the time.
That's what it was happening to me. So that's why
Yeah.
finally like the last time I did get it to work, I was like, "Oh my God, I'm just gonna record this so I don't have to mess with it." But if anyone is curious what we're talking about, it's this like unreleased song by Justin Bieber featuring Jack Harlow, and it's called Two Tone. Number two, Tone. And it's so good. If you could find it out on the internet, I would recommend listening because I don't think it's ever gonna actually come out.
Yeah, my buddy posted the whole thing on his Snapchat like
He
two,
did?
3 days after you and I had talked about it.
Yeah,
And
because he's behind.
I messaged him. I was like, "Oh, bro, my I was about to say my
Oh,
sister, my friend just sent me." What do you think I was about to say?
I don't know. You were stuttering there for a minute. I don't really know what I
I
mean
was
to you
about to
these
say like,
days.
"Oh yeah, my sister." No, but like, I said I was gonna say like Steph, but then I was like, "Wait, he doesn't know
But
who
you
you
said
are."
my. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so then I was gonna say my friend, and I was gonna say my sister, my girl, my friend,
Love of my life. Yeah,
my
yeah,
girl. That's a friend. Send me.
yeah. I was on
Um,
that wave. I would just like everyone to know.
but dude,
You and
the Jack Harlow part was freaking heat, bro.
I know. That just makes me think about how much unreleased music that is probably an absolute heater that we're just
Did
never gonna see the light of
Did
day.
you ever listen to the Travis Scott thing I sent you? I think it was a Travis Scott
So, yeah,
or
it was Travis Scott.
ASAP.
I tried. It was Travis Scott.
Yeah,
Can't get into it. I'm not in my Travis Scott era these
but it
days.
was just like it wasn't. Like, he was just singing
It also had a
the.
really long intro.
Well, yeah, you have to skip the first like minute because it's like
Yeah, I did not know that,
it's
so I just kept
technically like
sitting.
oh you just said I should have said
And
something.
then I got bored when it started finally. It already like I
Okay,
got too
that's
bored.
that's fair. I should have told you that, but because the person uploaded to Spotify like a podcast
Oh
because
yeah,
I
that
don't
is
think
what
you could
happens.
yeah. But that one's actually pretty cool. But that's not really like a unreleased. It's just like a cover in a way.
I'm bummed because on Tate McRae's newest album, she was supposed to have this other song with the Kid Laroi, but I guess leading
hmm
up to her album release, her album was leaked. So she scrapped a
Oh,
couple of the songs and like made new ones, and that was one of the songs that was scrapped. But it was so good. It was a song by her featuring the Kid Laroi called Me. and I look it up on SoundCloud, but every time I like it and then try to go back to the same song a few days later, it's been deleted and like wiped from the
Oh,
internet
dude.
again and again. But it is so good, and man, she could have gotten her back. She's already getting her back, but that song was a certified banger. Like it's just lost to the abyss because she had to scrap it.
That's kind of sick though. If we could have actually gotten it.
I've been listening to the Spotify DJ. Do you ever listen to
Yeah, all the
DJ
time.
X? Oh,
All the
okay. I
time.
kind of I forget about him and then I come back around, so I've been listening to him. And what I like is lately he's been spitting facts in between sets. So he'll be like, all right, rounding out that set was Role Model. You listened to 7,700 minutes of him last month. And I'm like, wow, that's actually crazy. Or he'll be like, that was just Tate McRae. You love Tate. You listened to her 24 days straight last month. And I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
oh my gosh. I do kind of like knowing the stats though. And I feel like with Spotify, the only time you really get that is at the end of the year on
hmm
Spotify Wrapped Day. And I've like tried to download other apps that give me a more up to date like Spotify Wrap throughout the year, but it's just not the same data for some reason. I literally
Yeah.
paid $20 for an app to like tell me, basically give me like a day to day Spotify Wrap, and it doesn't align. So I kind of like I like DJX. That's my guy.
I like it, but it is funny because there's a song that I've listened to that's more of like a joke country song, but
Okay.
it's like so good, but it's a complete joke, and I would never want this to be on like my top list. Every
Oh,
time it comes up, it's like this artist is in your top four this week. I'm like, oh God, no.
you gotta stop
I
listening.
know, but
I
it's so good.
I think you can listen on private, but I just feel like
Oh,
I
I
don't
wouldn't like.
know. I feel like that would still count towards your Spotify Wrapped. It just wouldn't let like the people who follow you know that that's what you're listening to.
Oh, I think my account is literally on private anyways. I don't think people
Oh,
can see what I'm listening to.
wait, not you finding my really old YouTube video. That was so embarrassing.
Post now.
I
I'm putting that
deleted
photo,
it. I deleted it so hard. What's also crazy is that I've
but
like never
I did
had
not.
I've never had plastic surgery. Like I've never done anything. Why does my face look so different? Something is seriously wrong.
It looks like I thought you got your like wisdom teeth out or something.
Yes, why do my cheeks look so puffy?
Well, I was gonna oh, you just sent me the recording. Cool. Like when I looked at it, I was like, oh, this is probably like her doing a recording of when she got her wisdom teeth out. And then like
No.
you're speaking German, and I'm like, wait, what? And also I was thinking like, oh my God, she's such a child here, but it was only 7 years ago.
I was that was in college.
Yeah, I
I
know. I
thought
look at I was like, wait,
that
you
is
do not
so
look like you're in.
scary.
I'm like,
So basically,
this is what Tyler the Creator saw.
okay, well, I sent you that picture from Tyler the Creator, and you even said like, "Wow, you look so different,"
Yeah.
which is crazy because I've got no work done. I've pretty much like stayed the same weight for like the last 8 years. So I don't know what changed, but thank
I guess
God it
just your
did.
features have
Yeah,
more
have slimmed
adulted,
out,
I
I
guess.
guess. Thank
Yeah.
God. But yeah, basically, in short, what we're talking about is Sebastian. Oh, well, what a great time to break it to our viewers that we're now also on YouTube. A video
Mm-hmm.
version has been uploaded on YouTube for you guys to watch.
Type.
We already have one fan, so shout out that guy.
Yeah, that's actually
Uh,
Tom.
wait,
That's
you
Tom.
no, you said you texted me a screenshot. You're like, do you know this
Yeah,
guy?
yeah, it's Tom. I figured it out. And
Okay,
it
well,
kind of ruined my day
shout out
too.
Tom. I'm glad you don't hate me after the advice that I gave you a couple episodes ago. Um, okay, that sucks. I thought we had one
I know. I was like,
organic
damn, this
fan.
random fan just listened to like an hour and 20-minute video of two people he's never seen.
I thought maybe it was really catching on, you
I
know?
know. I was like, oh shit, this is sick.
I
And
thought we found our
then I clicked
audience.
on it and I saw a video of Tom and I texted him out and he's like, oh yeah, I meant to tell you. I was like,
Okay, well,
ah,
regardless, the pod is now, we've also moved it over to YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, which is exactly what I did, which is how I did find out I had one video on my YouTube channel, and it was my German oral midterm. And Sebastian did tell me he
thank
found it.
God I
So
screen recorded that.
make sure, before you like, comment, and subscribe, if there's anything on your page you don't want us to potentially see, delete that shit, okay? Because you might not even know that it's on there, like me.
Because I will go searching for it.
But at least now Sebastian knows that I can sprechen Sie Deutsch ein bisschen. That means speak a little bit of German.
Yeah, I feel like we could have. I feel like context clues were there. You could figure
Yeah,
that
yeah,
out.
yeah.
But
Well,
yeah.
you know what? I wish I stuck with German, but that was a really hard language.
Oh yeah, I bet. Um, yeah, and we're gonna be on TikTok in a sec. I'm creating a bunch of clips right now, so uh,
Yeah, and if you have the at Good Time Pod and you never use the TikTok, please give it to us, okay? We
yeah,
know it's taken. We know you're out there. We know you have 0 followers and 0 videos. So why don't you give it to us, people that actively want to post our clips on it? That'd be great. So
we
we don't have to
we
have
already
good
have more
dot.
followers too. So
Well, all we need is like one.
yeah, we have three. So
Wait, I'm not even following it. Who's
oh,
following it?
uh, me, my other podcast, and then my buddy Quinn's podcast.
You know what? If you send it to my mom, she'll be number 4.
Oh
So.
yeah, 100%.
I don't think she's listened to last week's episode though because she hasn't.
Linda.
I know we gave her a shout out and I didn't tell her. I wanted her to hear it organically, and she has not said a single. She also doesn't know when the podcast comes out, so
Turn notifications on, Linda.
I'm surprised that she can even find the podcast because she doesn't use Spotify, although she pays for our family plan. Thank you, mommy. I'm so surprised she even found the podcast and knows how to listen to a podcast. Not that she's like old or anything, but that's just not her vibe, and she usually
hmm
asks me. So props to her for figuring it out, but it makes me a little nervous.
Yeah, I'm like every time I say something, I'm like, hopefully the adults won't find this crazy or inappropriate.
It's
But you
okay.
know,
I think she knows that her and I can't discuss the podcast either. I don't want to talk about it. Like it's out of my brain the second we click upload.
okay, okay,
Oh wait, let's rewind. Sorry. Who are my 3 top dream
yeah. I
headliners?
was gonna
I
ask
think
you that.
Justin Bieber was like such a good answer.
Wow,
That
how
wasn't even on.
unoriginal.
I know it wasn't even on my radar. I was definitely struggling, but like obviously Justin Bieber, obviously Harry Styles. I feel like I should do a woman performer as well. Oh, Taylor Swift. Boom. You can get
Oh
me to go to
God,
Coachella if we get a sandwich, if we get
it's just
Harry, Taylor, Justin. Okay.
such a generic Coachella.
Yeah, but like
I mean, so is mine, but
that's
still.
the only way I'll go to Coachella.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, those are big artists, so why not? Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, my coworker was like, "Oh yeah, I love Steph's Harry Styles poster in the background," and I was like, "What do you mean?" And she's like, "There's a Harry Styles poster." I was like, "I've never seen it," and then now I'm looking at it right now. I never realized
Hell
that
yeah. No one ever says anything about the Mac DeMarco one
because
though.
it's never in the frame.
This one is signed actually by Mick Jenkins. He's a rapper I
Okay,
used to really like.
okay.
Um, I don't keep up with him anymore, but he has a great album called The Waters. Go stream The Waters. My senior quote in high school is drink more water, and you bet that's a lyric from my guy Mick Jenkins back there. So,
That's
did you
great.
guys have senior superlatives?
The
Have
way
we
you
talked
said
about
that, it
this?
was like you were talking to the crowd. Like, wait,
Well,
what'd you get?
we didn't have them, but like it's like an East Coast thing apparently.
We had them, but my whole school was like, "Oh, everyone needs to be included," and it was
Hmm.
super stupid. So every single person had one.
Yeah. What'd you get?
I got best shoes
Oh, okay. Okay. That's very
slash
fitting.
like best like fashion, I guess. But they decided to give that to someone else.
Oh, so it wouldn't be slash best fashion then.
Well, it's because they were like, "Oh, we want to give you this one, but this person needs one, and we're
Mm,
just gonna give it to him because also this person's not the most stylish person." It
that's
was
kind of
actually my
like
buddy,
when,
but they're
oh,
like, "Well, you obviously you love shoes, and you do have the best shoes, so we're gonna give you this one, even though you would actually win this other one as well."
kind of sounds like when a guy's like, "Oh, I almost invited you, but I didn't, but I
No, but
couldn't."
like because if you'd seen the guy that won the best fashion, you would be like, "Oh, it's
He
kind of
can't
just
get a fit
a cop
off.
out." One of my good
Yeah,
friends, but I'm not gonna say his name. It's not hype,
that's
by the
okay.
way.
I do not think he would get best fashion.
Okay,
He could
well,
probably get he could probably get tightest pants.
let,
Is that a superlative? Um,
well, let's just say the person who won it kind of dresses like, which doesn't dress badly, but just it's just not like super fashiony.
he yes.
You don't have to
He,
comment.
he
We can
he
move
has a
forward.
sense of style. Shout out Buck Mason. I think he keeps Buck Mason up and running these days. But I love Buck Mason. I just think he needs to get a little looser fitting pant. Okay,
Then
that's
again,
all. That's all.
buys and returns everything, so I don't know if is he really helping them.
No, probably not. That's fair. Man, I bought something from this brand that I like but never purchased from because it ships from like Europe or something.
Oh yeah,
And I
that's terrible.
didn't really read the fine print, okay? Because my order was above the minimum for free shipping, so I was like, sweet. And I got the top and it was just like a little bit too small and I thought I'm not going to wear this because it's a little too uncomfy. I'm going to return it. I want you to guess how much it costs for me to return it.
How much was the shirt or item?
170, 16, wait, no, 145,
Was it like $50 a return?
40.
Dude, that's
Yeah,
crazy. It's not even
that
worth
is
it at that point.
no. Well, if it fit, it would have been fine. Like I wouldn't be out $40 for nothing. But that's so insane. I forgot where it was shipping back to, like Denmark or
Hmm.
Sweden or Australia or some bullshit. But I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And I was kind of sad because I liked the shirt. I just wanted one size up, but I'm not gonna go rebuy it. Like I'm already out $40. It wasn't meant to
Just
be.
sell it on Depop.
Yeah, I thought about that too. But people love to lowball you, and I'm so tired of it. Just give me
That
my
is true.
$105 refund when it was a $145 shirt, and like let's just call it a day.
But hey, no, yeah, never mind. I was gonna make a joke, but I couldn't come up with it. Never mind.
And then the thing is, I bought a dress and a shirt at the same time, and apparently at the time I was like, yeah, I like the dress. I'll just return the shirt. And then my friend today was like, oh my God, you never sent me a picture of the dress. What does it look like? So I tried it on for her. Hate it. I actually hate it. And I'm like, I have to keep it because I can't be out another $40.
Oh my God.
So yeah, maybe it was just like the basement lighting and my lack of a tan. So
Hmm.
I'll do things to make it look better, but I certainly have to keep it now.
Have you thought about like trying to improve your lighting in your basement?
I've thought about moving.
Oh, I guess that could possibly
No,
improve it.
I that actually has never occurred to me. There's one more light that I could turn on, but it's like very dim. I literally have my overhead light and a lamp on right now, and this is when the sun is shining or when the moon is out. This is what the lighting looks like
Oh
at all
boy.
times. Can you imagine working down here like I do? I grind
Why do you work
3 days
down
a
there?
week. Well, because it's where my desk is.
Oh, dude, I'd have to be upstairs. I need like the window and stuff.
I only have one window that actually gets sunlight, but unfortunately, it's that window that faces the street. And since I
Yeah,
live on the first floor, I tend to keep the blinds closed
that is fair.
so I don't get a lot of sunlight.
Dude, I don't remember the last time I put my blinds down. I leave them up all
Even
the
when you
time.
sleep,
Yeah, especially when I sleep. It's the best. When I wake up, I just see the city lights.
that's crazy. I have this like door in my bedroom
Hmm.
because it leads to this like really creepy hallway, but it's
Hmm.
so you can bring furniture downstairs because you can't bring it down the like really teeny
Oh, I
tiny.
was gonna say I was wondering about that.
Yeah. Oh, you're wondering about the door in my bedroom?
Well, I've never seen.
But
I'm talking about
yeah,
you're trying to get furniture down there
oh,
with the
honestly,
spiral staircase.
I got lucky. I wouldn't know. I moved in like 3 weeks after my ex-boyfriend moved in, so he dealt with everything. What a godsend.
I do want to see your basement though. I'm curious.
But anyways, this door,
It's fucking.
from time to time there are like contractors. I don't really know what they're doing, but they're in the hallway, and sometimes I forget to turn the light off. So when I just get in bed and I'm ready to close my eyes, I see the outline of light around my door,
Oh,
and it is the worst. It keeps me up all night, but also I'm like so scared. I'm not going to go into the hallway at night. Like what if someone's trying to lure me in there to me, murder me, God forbid. So I'm too scared, so I don't turn the light off and I just don't sleep, all because of the little outline of my door.
jeez, dude.
I don't know if
Do
that's
you need it?
OCD or like,
No, I don't think that's bad. I think that's. I mean, not being able to sleep, I think, is crazy. But I can understand not wanting to go out there.
oh, it's so
Um,
scary.
maybe I'll have to come over and do it.
Oh. It's so terrifying, but it's like so, it's also so dusty.
Well, send me a photo at some point because I'm actually curious. Like you're describing it, but it's hard to imagine. So I'm curious at some point. I want to see what it looks like, or
I'll take
you
you on
can
a road
just
trip
show
right
me
now.
right now. Yeah, I guess. Show the viewers your room.
Oh, this would be great for my stalker. Okay, do you see the door?
Okay.
That's the door.
Oh, it's literally in your room.
That's what I was saying.
Okay, so you kind of cut out, so I didn't hear that
Oh,
part.
yeah, no, it's literally in my room, right here.
Okay, I thought it was like across.
No, it's like directly in my eyesight.
Okay, well that's a little bit more understandable. I didn't realize it was right there.
Don't
Oh my
mind my
god, the Harry
shrine.
Styles shrine is crazy work.
I think it's tasteful though. I think it's just like
Yeah, no, it's
it's
cool.
and then we have some Keith Haring posters.
Okay, we don't need a full tour, honestly.
Slay. Okay, well, just in case my stalker wanted to know.
Yep, yep. Me, no.
That's so funny.
Um, okay, well, do you have to sleep with it being completely dark, pitch black?
No, I would prefer I would prefer to wake up to like the sunlight and stuff. Like it doesn't have to be pitch dark, but for some reason like that kind of light or like light seeping underneath the door or something does bother me. But I do sleep when it's like pretty much completely dark, just given that no light comes down here. And that's also a struggle in and of itself because I have no concept of what time it is all the
Oh,
time. So it's just like it makes it so much harder to wake up and like I don't hear anything either. So yeah, nothing like really wakes me up naturally.
well, I feel like that's partly why I like to have my blinds open because when it's the morning, I want it to feel like the morning. I don't want.
Yeah,
Then again, my they're not like blackout, so it's like still a lot of light comes through, but
rub it
it's
in, rub it in.
well, I feel like a lot of people like sleeping in the dark.
No, I get it
I am
because
the darkness.
yeah, I definitely get it, but it's definitely hard.
Yeah, I can't do complete darkness. I need some sort of light. Needs some sort of stimulant.
Oh my God. Why does that not surprise me? You need a constant stimulant. Wait,
Yeah.
did you do your homework?
No, I forgot. I was gonna
Um,
do it
do you know, wait,
today,
what
and
is
then I
it?
forgot. It was to meditate for like 10
Oh yeah,
minutes.
a guided meditation for 10 minutes.
Yeah. Did you
Okay,
think I
well, we'll
forgot?
regroup next week. That's okay. Well, yeah, I kind of did think you'd forget because sue me. Is that crazy to think you'd listen and then forget?
No, I was aware I was gonna do it, and then I just had a lot I had to do, so then I ended up not being able to do it. But because I usually try to do the homework because it's kind of fun to do it.
I know you're better at that than I
I
am.
was gonna say I don't think you've done anything that I've asked you to do, which is just listen to some songs. But hey, whatever.
Do, do, do. There's something fundamentally wrong with me. I can't,
Oh
I
my god,
won't,
it
I
drives me
hate
crazy.
listening to music when people really want me to listen to music.
Are you like that with TV shows and movies then too?
Like the more people were talking about White Lotus, the less inclined I felt to watch it.
Okay, I understand that a little bit because I was like that with Breaking Bad for a long time.
Okay. But I've never seen Game of Thrones, and I don't think I ever will.
Dude, I would actually like if you were like, "Oh, I'm gonna watch each episode each week," I would genuinely come over and do that because it's so good. I would hundred like
No.
it's kind of a fun ritual, you know.
That's like too much of a time sink.
If you live closer to me, I would like force you to do it, and I'd actually just come
No.
over. But it's like such a mission for me to come up to you, so there's no point.
God, well, I guess I shouldn't move then.
Dude, wouldn't it be sick? If we just lived in the same building. I could just come downstairs and be like, "Steph."
I feel like
You would
for
hate that.
one week I would like it, and then I would hate. Okay, one thing that is so funny, I saw this TikTok, and it was a guy, and in quotes it said like, "I just tried calling you," and then the guy says, "I know, I watched it ring."
Oh yeah, yeah, I saw that.
And I've never felt more seen in my entire life.
Dude, I
And
do that
like
so often.
honestly, what is really bad of me too, I just don't like unsolicited phone calls. Like, let's tell me you're calling so I like can mentally prepare. I even do that to my grandma sometimes. I just watch it ring. I don't have the capacity or the energy to entertain these conversations. And that makes me really sad because I feel really horrible doing that. However, I will say the last time I talked to my grandma, oh, I think I talked about this on the last podcast. That woman is watching way too much news. She needs to
Yeah,
cut it out.
yeah, yeah.
So I just sometimes I have a short fuse after a long day at work, and it's just in my best interest to not answer this phone call.
I get if it's in your best interest, and I can understand that, I guess. And if you're like
It's
super
always in my
batteries,
best interest.
okay, well, if it's like a selfish thing, then. But I just feel like I understand random phone calls. I'm not the biggest fan of either,
Yeah.
But if it's like there's certain people though, it's like, oh yeah, and automatically I'm gonna answer.
Who is that for you?
Like family.
Oh.
And then if it's like maybe a couple friends, but then there's some friends where it's like timing's weird, hike, and
Oh yeah, calling you at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday isn't, yeah, conducive to your
yeah.
schedule.
Or if it's like someone that randomly has called me that I've like never talked to on the phone or like haven't talked to in a long time.
Also, you chilled with the voice notes.
I did that like one day,
No, I
bro.
know, but you
I
said
don't
in
know
that
why
voice
you're
note, you're
acting
like,
like
no, 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 no. Yeah, you did not ever send them in excess, but you said, oh, I'm gonna start doing this because it makes so much sense. But then you never followed up, which is
oh because
great.
because I said, oh, even if you don't want me to do this, I'm gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, yeah, I was
Yeah, but
scared.
then I
I was really
genuinely
scared.
thought you'd actually just get pissed, and I feel like you would just like. But then I also was like, uh, you're just not gonna respond, so there's no point. Like I'm just talking to myself at that point. Like I guarantee you
Yeah,
wouldn't respond.
that's why Snapchat is the best form of communication for me
I hate
personally.
that. No, I
So
don't
I
mind
just,
Snapchatting you. It's just that when you send me the vlogs and then you get mad when I send you the. I enjoy the vlogs, but because like when I see the video, I'll like wait to watch it until I can hear it.
yeah, yeah,
But with the voice memo, I feel like it's still easy. But I still okay. We don't have to go in on it, but I understand. But yeah, I'm not gonna do those. Also, I just haven't had like a lot of like random moments where I had thoughts in my head to send you something. So
that's fair.
I did
That's
send
fair.
you 8 clips last night. You didn't respond to.
On TikTok?
Did you not see those? The text I sent you? At
S-
like 12 a.m., I sent you like 8 videos, bro. And I said, I was like, oh, you're going to wake up to all these texts. I was like, oh, should I click notify anyways?
Wait, I didn't see any of those.
Dude. I was like, oh,
How
damn,
did
she
I
just.
miss that?
Then when I sent you a text later on, like confirming our time today, I was like, damn, is she really just going to like not acknowledge the text I sent her?
I never once saw that.
That's crazy,
What
bro.
is Okay, well that just confirms, you know what? When I text someone and they don't reply, it's okay, they just didn't see it because that happens.
Yeah, okay, that's
Wait,
fair.
I straight up never saw it. That's
That's so
why.
fun. Yeah, I created like 9 TikTok clips for us.
Wow, you really put in the work and I was just over there sleeping. I never,
I know I
that's
sent them
really
all to you
weird.
at like 12 a.m. too.
That's actually, sorry about that. Dang.
Well,
I
you can
had
look
no
at them.
idea. I also haven't watched any of the TikToks you sent me recently. I am reminded of them every single time I open the app. I have 30, and counting, so
No,
that's
it's
my
funny
bad.
because I looked at them this morning, some of the ones that you sent me, because obviously like earlier last week I looked at a bunch that you sent me, but I was kind of going through and I'm like, she hasn't really responded to any of mine, and I respond to like every single one of yours, and so
Yeah.
I'm like, hmm,
Yeah. Can you tell it's been like a tough week for me?
yeah, it is funny because yeah, it's like when you don't when we're not like talking a lot, I'm like, oh, I bet you she's like going through it right now.
I think every single podcast I get on, I'm like, what a week it's been. But they're all kind of fine. This week in particular, my emotions are a little bit more heightened,
Good,
but
good.
I had really, whoa, wait, that's bad.
Oh, wow. Okay, wow.
Good,
I
good, good.
really was
I
not
like that.
listening there.
Can you say that one more time for the viewers?
I
Session, what
was
weren't you doing?
I
Oh,
was
that'd
not
be
I
listening.
was literally just going through the motions and I reacted
Good, good, good.
incorrectly.
Yeah. Oh,
I thought you were
fire.
saying your emotions were like controlled is what you were saying. I thought
No,
is what you
no, no,
said.
no.
Wait,
No,
what'd you
this,
say? What was the wording you said?
my emotions are extra heightened this week.
Oh, okay, when you said extra heightened, I thought you meant like they're heightened to the point where like you're in control of them though.
No, 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 no. It's
I'm
to
just
the
trying to
point
dig my
where
way out of not listening.
it consumes me. But I will say, the main takeaway that I've
Oh my
had,
god.
given that so much is up in the air for me, present day currently, I got spontaneous dinner with like one of my bosses. He always takes me out to a really nice steak dinner when he's in town, but he doesn't really like to give me much heads up that he's going to be in town because he himself usually doesn't know. But so anyways, perfect timing. Monday he texts me. He goes, "I'm going to be in town last minute. Let's get dinner." And that was so amazing because he had just such great advice that I've been trying to emulate throughout the week. Also, Sporty and Rich got a new store manager, and we had a one-on-one, and she kind of like said a similar version of the same thing. And I think it's so important, and I would like to break this down a little bit more with you on the pod. But it's so easy to worry about the outcome of a certain situation because you obviously want it to go one way, but whatever is meant to be will be. And like usually, if something doesn't end up working out, it's because of a reason and because something better is coming down the pipeline. And right now, you don't see the full picture, but when hindsight's 2020, you can look back and see like, oh, okay, I'm glad that didn't work out, or I'm glad like I took a leap of faith and decided to do X, Y, and Z. So I've been like really, really, really trying to like ground that into my mind this week as I'm in a weird waiting period of limbo. And I think that's like so important because truthfully, whatever's meant to be for you won't miss you. And I know it's like cliche, but rejection is redirection. So if something doesn't work out, I think it's important to like reframe it and not think, oh, I'm a failure. They didn't want me X, Y, and Z. I think it's more important to be like, okay, for whatever reason, that wasn't going to be a good fit. I don't want something that doesn't want me. And something that just means something better is around the corner and we just don't know it yet.
I 100% agree with that. 100%.
Any other thoughts?
So you were kind of like cutting out a little bit there. So
Oh, that
I was kind of
sucks.
trying to play catch up. I was like, okay, hello. I'm like trying to think, like, okay, okay.
Well, I'm just thinking that like obviously shout out the 5 minute journal. Use our code good time pod 20 for 20% off at checkout. Although that
On
we
all
actually don't
websites
have
online.
that. So yeah. So don't actually use it, but maybe one day we will have a sponsored ad. But anyways, I've just been writing every single day. My daily affirmation is like I attract what's meant for me and whatever's meant for me won't pass me by. I will be receiving good news this week. I am on my own journey, my own race at my own pace, blah, blah, blah. I think that's just like very important to think about at all times because it's so easy to get disappointed in like someone doesn't like me back. I didn't get the job that I wanted. Things aren't like necessarily going my way for whatever reason. Everything happens for a reason, I
Well,
think,
yeah, I
maybe.
think it's important to like have a goal, have goals, and want to get there. But like you said, also be present and acknowledge that the journey that you're on. So it's like if you do get rejected, that can lead to other things. So it's like
Yeah.
I don't think there's obviously like a moment it might suck, but it's like part of the journey of getting somewhere. So like a one rejection is only gonna make you stronger. So
Right.
I 100% agree with that. I do. I mean, that's why like I'm so for like vision boards too.
Oh, do you have a Pinterest?
No, I do technically have a Pinterest, yes, but I have a vision board which is right here. Um,
Oh, do you want to walk us through some things that are on the vision board?
no,
This is a safe manifestation space.
but we're putting this out there.
Yeah,
I'll talk to
to
you.
the safety to the safety of our fandom.
No, but it's I don't want to talk. I don't want to put this stuff out there because I feel
No, but
like
I think
sometimes when you
talking
talk,
about it and
I feel like sometimes if you talk about it, it won't happen.
I understand. Brooke and Connor on their podcast, they talk about things and it always comes true. So they call it their manifestation space because
Okay.
like literally they'll be talking about something and then it just happens. So like what if
Okay.
the
Well,
podcast holds the
I can talk about
power?
a couple things. I can talk
Okay.
about a couple things. There's some things here that I'll like keep to myself, and there's some things
Of
here that I think
course.
you probably already know. And I'm willing to talk to you about it off camera. But I also have a digital version, which is my phone background. But um,
Interesting.
that way, it's just like because I found that I would write things down, but then maybe I'd be doing something throughout the week where I kind of got off pay or got off line for that goal, or I was so worked up in this other thing, and I kind of forgot about that. And
Hmm.
so, and then, but I would see something that would remind me. And so with this, I feel like I just have a constant reminder of it. So I have it in like an actual physical board behind me or on in front of me here, and then also on my phone. But I mean, like the main two ones are, or two of the ones are, the podcast doing well,
Which one?
both.
Pick your favorite. No, just kidding. Sorry, Justin.
I want both of them to gain success and hopefully lead to being able to leave the 9 to 5
I would love to leave the 9 to 5.
because I really enjoy podcasting. Like this is like podcasting is literally my like the fun like the thing that I look forward to every week.
Mhm.
Partly just because I love talking, but it gives me an excuse, an actual
Yeah,
scheduled time where you have to sit here to talk with me.
right.
Because even after a Hamptons trip, I was like, I could keep talking to her, even though like you were like so tired and you were like falling asleep in the car,
I had never
and I
been
was like tweaking out.
I had never been more, well, you also drank
I
the
drank a
Celsius on
Celsius,
the, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I had never been more exhausted, and we didn't even do that much that day.
Hmm.
We did, but I didn't drive. Like, I don't know why I was so tired, but I think it was just like the change of scenery, the overstimulation in a good way, but it just
Also,
can
if you're
bring the
sitting in the
energy.
car driving for like 2 hours, you can get tired.
So tired. I'm so sleepy. Okay, keep going.
Um, I mean, that's
Okay, so you want the podcast to be successful, ours
okay.
namely, but maybe the second one.
So those two, and then the other one I'll say. So I have a picture of my dog here. Is I want to. Oh, actually, two
Cody.
other things. Is I want to be able to bring Cody out to New York, and actually have a space where I can house him basically in my apartment.
Wait, but Cody's not he's your family dog. He's not your dog.
Well, he technically is my dog, but my
Really?
mom just has him. Yeah,
But she would let you take him?
yeah, she wants me to take him.
What? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so like one of my goals is to be able to get him out here.
Okay, so you need like a massive apartment.
I want I want to be able to have the flexibility to where I don't have to just leave him at home for 8 hours in the day.
Right.
Um, and so if the podcast blows up, then I can be with him. Um, and
You're
then
such a
also
provider.
and then also I want to be able to travel more. But a lot of this has to do with like having the freedom. So a lot of it ends up the freedom.
Yeah.
But then there's some things here that I'm not going to talk about. But yeah,
I would love to get back to Europe,
dude.
but and we're like even closer now than ever because we obviously both used to live on the
Hmm.
West Coast to where Europe was like a 12-hour flight. Now it's like
Hmm.
a 7-hour flight. I have not taken advantage of that once.
I know. Honestly, I've thought about just doing like weekend trips somewhere. Not maybe not Europe, but
Mhm.
like going to like Toronto or going to Boston or something just for like 2 nights or something.
Boston's easy. You can take the Amtrak.
Yeah, I'd want to fly
Why? I hate
first
flying.
class, baby. No, I
What?
don't.
For
I'm
a
joking.
30-minute flight? You're
Shit, it's
crazy
worth
for
it. People
that.
think I'm stunting for 30 minutes. I'm like, oh shit, who's that guy? Sitting in a seat that's like 7 inches bigger.
I've only flown first class once, and it was because we randomly got selected or whatever to be upgraded to first class. So it was my
Hmm.
mom, my sister, and I riding first class up in the sky to Cancun. It was really sick though.
It's so fun.
Yeah,
Um, what about yourself? Do you have a vision board or anything like that?
no. Well, I have things that I would like to achieve, and I feel like I do a good job at writing things down of they're like realistic but reach goals that I try to achieve before I turn like a certain age.
Hmm.
So like one of them was I set this when I was like 21, right out of college. I was like, I want to make six figures by the time I turn 25. So then I feel like I just kind of keep upping the stakes where it's like, okay, I want
Yeah,
to make
yeah, yeah.
200K by the time I turn 30, things like that. Um, I do write down like specifications of what I'd like in my next apartment because New York, it's just like such a rat race trying to find an
Yeah.
apartment that has it all. So I know I'm not going to get it all, but just over time, I've been like jotting down things that I think would be nice to have in my next apartment, like natural light, closet space. I think one of my like dream goals in life, because I've never had one, I want a walk-in closet so
Mm,
bad.
mm, hmm.
So just, I don't know, yeah, little things like that that come to my mind. I definitely write them down, but I should do a vision board. I
You
like that
really
idea a
should.
lot.
You really
Yeah.
should because it's like a nice reminder.
And one goal, like a reach goal that I would love, we've talked about this, I think. I want a house in Cape Cod, but I'm being more realistic. I want to buy like a house that's about to be foreclosed on. And then I want to like fix it up over the years when I like start making more and more money. I think that would be so sick. Like
Okay.
I don't want to buy a $4 million mansion in Cape Cod. What's the fun in that? I want to buy like a shack that's going to be foreclosed on soon.
See, I would want to buy a $4 million house I can just
But that to
go
me
into
that's
right
just like
now.
not super realistic, obviously, unless I marry rich, which that's also a goal of mine.
Also, or you can just get rich.
Well, that too, but like it would just be so nice to marry rich, but young and hot as well, and kind, obviously. But no, I try to do things that are like mildly realistic. Like I just when if I put like buy a
Ah,
$4 million house in Cape Cod, I just think that that's like crazy and not even achievable because I'm rather the opposite of optimistic, pessimistic. So more like buying a foreclosed on shack seems a little bit more achievable in my little brain.
God, I so disagree with that whole statement about like thinking realistic.
Hey, when you have nothing and I have a shack, I don't want you to ask to come spend the night.
No, I'm not saying I'm not giving you shit about that. I'm just saying the I hate when people's advice is like be realistic. I just hate that.
Well, you have to be like, it's a little bit of both. Like, I'm dreaming
I
of
think
owning a
you can
property.
be realistic in the moment. Like right now, it's like, okay, should I buy that $600 Coachella ticket that I can't afford, or should I save it? It's like, all right, let's be
Yeah.
realistic. But when it comes to like your dreams and what you want, I don't think you should be realistic. It's like put the
So I
four
should
million
just
dollar
put,
house down. Be like, that's
but
the
then,
goal.
but I love crossing things off my list. Like, I do feel so good
Well,
when
then
I
you can
set,
have smaller goals that get to that point. But I mean, building like renovating a house is sick. Like I understand buying like a shack and then kind of building it and making it bigger and nicer. Um, but I just think don't sell yourself short. That's what I would say. And I'm not trying to
yeah,
be life advice here, but I just
I don't know.
that's my mindset.
I feel like I'm very pragmatic in a lot of
Hmm.
respects. So, like, by me even saying I want to own like a second house without even owning a first house, I feel like that is a reach goal for me. But I get it. I get it. Like,
I mean,
who's
reach goal for sure. It
I'm
can be, but
limiting
yeah,
my own dreams, but
yeah,
I'm more realistic, whereas you might think a little. And I feel like that's actually our dynamic in a lot of ways.
it
You're like,
is.
oh, the pod will blow up. I'm like, I just want 5 organic listeners, you know?
I know there's so
I've
many
gotten,
times where I'm like, dude, I could really see this happening, and you're like, yeah, maybe. I'm
I'm
like,
like,
all
yeah, if
right.
I squint and then close my eyes and then dream.
I don't know, dude. Like, there's so many things where I'm like, I could see that happening, or like, why not us? So,
But that is what I like about you because whenever I send you something and I'm like, oh my God, role model is my soulmate. I don't like he should be my next boyfriend. You're never like, you're crazy and stupid and that's never gonna happen. You'd be like, hell yeah, I see it.
well, I literally said I'm manifesting that for you, or something like
Yes.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So you are like everybody's biggest hype man, which is so nice
That's so
for
funny.
someone that's like very ultra realistic.
Yeah, I used to not really be like that, but I used to be like, yeah, that's crazy. But
Yeah.
um, I do think you're well. Actually, I was gonna say you having a album of like people likes on Instagram or whatever. Like, I feel like you would have. I oh, is
I don't
this
know what you're talking about. You're saying fake
or
news.
I feel like you having there are definitely some things where I'm like, okay, like that's a little
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, but like I hide it very well. And
You do hide your red flags really well, I will admit.
an adjective that a
But we're
lot of
slowly learning
people,
though.
an adjective that a lot of people use to describe me is that I'm very chill, which is funny to me because I guess like that is like the persona I give off, and I am very chill. But I think mentally inside, my mom listening to this will be like, no, 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 that is not my daughter that they're talking about because I don't think I'm very chill. Like, I think that's so interesting that that is the one consensus that people use to describe me is that I'm chill. And that's very kind and I take it to heart, but sometimes I'm actually the exact opposite, but like I try to be so calm, cool, collected and casual so as not to like actually give way to what's going on underneath.
Well, no, that's what I see. Like, I mean, I see you as chill, but I can definitely tell that there's like shit
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah. And I'm just trying to hold it all together sometimes. But oh, wait, that brings me to a great segue that I wrote in the notes. What is up with everyone saying that they're crashing out?
Yeah, I'm
I
not.
don't know why. I hate that. Like when
Well, because people,
every
yeah.
TikTok, it's like I'm crashing out. Oh my God, I'm about to crash out. Oh, he what? What is that even supposed to mean? I think I understand what it means.
Well, it's just like people are just putting it in context where it doesn't really make sense. It's like someone just like having a bad day and just like, oh, she's crashing out, and they're like walking down the street. It's like, okay, no, she's not
Yeah.
crashing out.
Is it like synonymous with having a mental breakdown?
Yeah, basically, where it's like someone's just like you're at your wit's end and you start going crazy. It's like, all right, I'm crashing out. It's like the last straw, essentially. It's what I think of it as.
I feel
But
like
then
people
it's
are
like,
using it too willy-nilly these
no, they
days.
are that 100%, which is why it's annoying.
Uh, I would call that like a meltdown, I
Yeah.
think.
Well, like this is how I just thought about this right now. It's like, have you ever? Well, you're not a good person to ask this because you don't drink or go out really. But
Oh,
like, were there
way to
ever
make me
moments
sound really cool. Because you don't drink or go out or like meet anyone
do
new
anything and
ever,
you just
really.
stay in your bed all the time?
Yeah.
Um,
Anyways.
shout out one of my workers who does that. Um, um, but it's like there's I don't know if you've ever seen this where someone will be like walking around when they're out and some guy will be like, "Oh, she's so drunk," and then she's just like, "No, I'm not." I don't know if you ever seen anything like that. Are you cutting
How
out right
does
now?
this relate to, no, no, no. How does this relate to crashing out?
It's just like you're like it's like, oh, that person's crashing out. It's like, no, I'm not. I'm just like annoyed or something like
Oh,
that.
I see, I
Where it's
see.
like, oh, that person's so blacked, and it's like, bro, I'm not.
Yeah,
That might not really relate, but like for me, that's kind of
like
how
similar.
it made sense to me. I don't know. Maybe that's not a good example. I don't
I
think I
just feel
explained that
like
well, but
every influencer is getting on and be like, guys, sorry you didn't hear from me this week. I was crashing out. And it's
yeah,
just
that's
like
fucking so wrong though.
if I see one more video, but it's fine. I guess it's a micro trend that will this too shall pass. But
I
I
just
don't know
think also
why it
people are too
grinds my gears.
dramatic. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
it's just annoying. It's just like because you know they're probably not literally having a mental breakdown, crashing out. Now, if
right.
you are like that, that sucks.
If you are, you know what, we give you freedom to use that phrase,
Yeah,
okay?
hundred
Without judgment.
percent. But it's like, yeah, you're just using it too freely, willy nilly or whatever. So
I hate that phrase.
I
Yeah.
also hate when people go online and like put all their emotions out there and they're like crying to the camera and it's just like, bro, you went out of your way to pick up the camera and cry to it and then post online. Like,
It is interesting when people do that.
have you done this?
No, but I've definitely thought like, oh, if I had a platform, would I
Okay, your
ever do
reaction
that?
was like, I'm gonna
No,
delete that
no.
TikTok.
No, my TikTok is safe. Um, it is interesting. I do appreciate it on occasion, but it has to be like a super specific case scenario that I
Yes,
appreciate
yes,
like their honesty. But if they're just
yes.
doing it like all the time, it definitely gets old.
Yeah.
One of my favorite influencers currently, I wouldn't say favorite, like I just consume a lot of her content because it shows up on
Hmm.
my TikTok feed, is someone you and I have both met. It's Duke's mom. I really like her,
Oh, yeah. What's her name?
Zara.
Oh, that's a sick name, actually.
I think she is so like she's younger than us. She graduated, I did my research, I looked her up on LinkedIn. She graduated in 2022. Um,
Okay, you're younger than me.
2 years. You graduated in 2020.
I graduated in 21.
Oh, I graduated in 19.
Wow, you're so old.
No, you're older than I am. I'm just a kid genius.
That's so well. My program was 5 years and I transferred in, so that's why. Anyways, keep going. Moving.
No, anyways, I don't know how she has the energy to do it all because I've been like thinking about that lately. If this new opportunity that I have may or may not have been presented with, if I choose to accept, I was like, I don't know how I have the energy to like go through the days that my days would look like. But this girl makes me think I can do it because not only does she still have a corporate job where she works at
Hmm.
Microsoft, okay, that cannot be an easy job.
Oh, really?
She, yes, she works
Oh,
at
I did not know
Microsoft.
that.
Every single day, she gets up, she's going to the Aloe gym and going into the Aloe gym sauna, but and showering all before work. I'm sure her work starts no later than 9 a.m. How does she have the time to get up, film content, go to the Aloe gym, go to work at Microsoft? Okay, it's not some little job. She works at Microsoft. Get off work. She says she walks Duke 3 to 5 miles a day, edit her content, and sometimes or not sometimes, on occasion, like frequently throughout the week, she has nighttime influencer events, and then she gets up
Hmm.
and does it all over again and again and again. And I am just knowing what I know about like the industry and just how hard it is to like find that energy all day, every day. She impresses me to no end. And she creates content for the dog too. Let's not forget about that.
Duke. You don't have
Like
to say the dog.
You think Duke's out here posting his own TikToks? No.
I mean, I don't know. Duke was pretty. I mean, you could tell he was smart. He was so cute. Oh
He's
my
so
God,
cute.
he
But
was so
that's so
big
impressive
too.
to me. That is so impressive.
Yeah, no, she is very. She is quite impressive.
And she has
I
a
mean,
boyfriend. She has a new boyfriend. So before she was dating, which takes out so much
hmm
energy. Now she has a boyfriend. Like, how do you do all that? I barely have time to just like get up, go to my job, come back, and maybe get a silly little workout in.
well, I think that's the difference. It's just like it's the way that people like are energized.
I
Like
know.
she probably gets energy from waking up in the morning, creating content, walking her dog. Where like I think her personality is different than yours.
I'm so impressed. Yeah, she's
Yeah,
awesome.
it is quite impressive when people can do all that, and then still. I mean, it's crazy. Like it's cool that when you can do that, but it's crazy when you can consistently do it.
Yeah. Like maybe
Yeah.
I could make one TikTok a month and not feel exhausted every single day. And I
hmm
can't even be that hard. Like you take a 2 second clip of like little things you do throughout the day, but then it's just the thought of sitting down at the end of your day and editing it and posting it. I do want to do it, but it's just barrier to entry is myself.
I will say the one crazy thing about that is that it's like when I think about like what I'm doing, I'm like, man, I don't have a lot of time. We're not even like big or nothing. But then when I think
We're
about like
huge.
her, yeah, true.
Yeah.
When I think about her, it's like she probably could easily not work at Microsoft,
Yeah.
but I respect her for doing it. Um,
I do too because I think it would be a little premature. Like she has so many followers, she would be
yeah.
fine right in the short term right now, but you still don't really know the
hmm
long-term effects of like being an influencer, what it looks like if you were to leave this job, would it be hard to get back into that industry if like say you ever didn't want to do content creation and stuff like that. So like I do have mad respect for her that she doesn't leave her job because I
Yeah.
think at that point you would have definitely left your job. I don't know if I would have left my job. It depends like how much value you derive from your job. Like if you hate it, it would be easy to be like, fuck this. I have a
Yeah.
quarter of a million followers or whatever. Peace out. But yeah.
But I also think it's like if you have other things that can lead to a profession. So like for me, obviously podcasting would be sick, but there's
Hmm.
other things I'm interested in that I would like to have the freedom to pursue, which I can't
Right.
really do currently with the job,
Yeah.
with a 9 to 5. But like, so she has that. But like my buddy, my buddy Adam Ferris, who went to Oregon, I don't know if do you know who that is?
No.
Okay, so I'll show you. But a he runs a ton of different like TikTok accounts. He did it throughout college, and it's like cars, houses, like sports stuff. It's literally everything that I'm into too, which is really
Hmm.
cool. But he's been posting all this stuff since college. He slowly blew up. Then he was working like for Sports Illustrated, and then now he's like kind of a full out influencer.
Oh,
And
that's cool.
now he's not an influencer that's like her, but
Hmm.
he like runs all these accounts and like talks about sports, and then he also like helps produce a podcast, and so like he's doing all these things. He posts like multiple times a day, and I was like thinking about it, and I was like, that probably takes so much of his time and effort.
Yeah.
Now he does have a 9 to 5, but he's also traveling all the time,
Yeah.
from what I can see, and so I'm like, he's probably spends so much time because it's not just one account. He's running like multiple accounts, and he's active on like LinkedIn, Instagram, like everything. And so I'm like pretty impressed with what he's doing. But yeah,
I don't know
respect
if you can
to
see like
influencers.
the light draining behind my eyes as you were explaining that. I couldn't do that.
But like that looks so fun to me. Like that gives me energy if I had the time during the day. I just don't have enough time.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think even if I did have the time, that would be exhausting.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, obviously you don't have to be posting as often as like these people are. And
Right.
I mean, some of
But
the stuff that she's posting probably isn't even from that day. But
no, it's probably
at least
dated a little bit.
at least with Duke, I feel like with him you can kind of post whatever. But also
Okay,
when you get to a certain point, sorry, you can
okay.
kind of just like take a video of something that looks kind of funny and then post it. So it doesn't
Yeah.
have to require a ton of effort always. Just
Do you
let Duke
want
do it.
to get into our weekly obsessions?
Honestly, I didn't have anything crazy this week, but I wrote down. I'm gonna do the Seth Rogen one, but quick
Okay.
mention because you're not gonna like the Hell's Kitchen one. Do you know what I
Yeah,
was
that is
referring to?
no, the only connection I have to Hell's Kitchen is that is where Timothy Chalamet grew up.
No. So I mean, yes, but mine
Wrong.
is that is incorrect. But no, it's the play Hell's Kitchen.
Oh, in literally no world did I have guessed that. Ugh. It's disgusting to me.
Um, I I'm just gonna say this briefly. I was listening to some of the music today. It's so good. It's about Alicia Keys, and because she grew up in Hell's Kitchen, and I genuinely think you would like this play. And I'm gonna look for tickets, and I'm gonna force you to come with me because I really, really want to see it again, and it's so good, bro.
Again, you've already seen it.
Well, obviously, how am I supposed to speak to it? But I
Please,
genuinely
please don't
want you
make
to
me.
come because I think you'd actually like it. But I'm not gonna do it unless they're like cheap seats because I ain't gonna pay like $100 for you to not like it. So,
Is it
but
3 hours? Is there an intermission?
um, I don't remember if there's intermission. It's not crazy long. It's probably like two
Okay.
hours or something. But it's just genuinely like so good.
Okay.
But anyways,
We'll skip over that.
my main weekly obsession is Seth Rogen. So
Are you watching?
I am watching the studio. I haven't seen the most recent episode, but it's because this is how I feel about Danny McBride as well, where it's like you kind of look at him as like this comedy actor who maybe you don't think is like super smart or intelligent because like a lot
Mhm.
of the roles they don't come off like that. And Seth Rogen has like this really big laugh that's like not the most like intelligent sounding.
Yeah.
Um, but I feel like there's a perception of him and like people like Danny McBride, and then you realize like no, these guys they're like geniuses and they've been able to come up with all these things. And so then you see Seth Rogen's progression through his career, and then now he created the studio, which is an insanely good show. And then the second episode, they did like a one shot, so it's just like they never cut,
The
and
whole
that's
episode is one
the whole
shot?
episode is just one shot. Which is now they weren't moving around a ton, but it's just
Uh-huh.
like a very impressive thing to do. And if you mess up, you have to start over completely.
Right.
And it's crazy because they were doing a one shot, and obviously he's like in the movie industry in the show,
Yeah. I've
and
seen the first episode.
they're talking about doing a one shot while actually filming a one shot, and
That's cool.
it's really impressive. But um, yeah, I just think his progression of his career is really impressive, and being able to
Also,
see that is crazy.
shout out Houseplant.
Houseplant.
Seth Rogen has a company.
Oh, is it like a I don't know.
Um, okay, so it's called Houseplant. It's weed, but also
Okay, that's what I,
oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, it's weed, but it's kind of cool how like his empire grew because it started out, I think, just like loosely flower weed and then pre-rolls and stuff. But then it's
hmm
kind of grown into like really neat ashtrays and lighters and like things that you could have openly around your house that isn't like, oh, they're a stoner. Like it's all in good taste and it's
Okay.
like honestly kind of expensive. And he
Okay.
also is really, really big into pottery. Like he's very
Yeah, yeah.
talented. So he's combined the two. So Houseplant on occasion will sell like vases. And there was a point in time where made these things called gloopy vases. I'll send you a picture. They're so sick. And I wanted a gloopy vase so, so bad. But it was, I don't know, something crazy, like $500. And they only release them in limited runs, blah, blah, blah. And it
hmm
had been on my wish list forever. And then they came out with the gloopy candle, which was in the $200 range, like 250 or something.
hmm
So I was like, okay, that's a little bit more attainable. So I am, in fact, the proud owner of a gloopy candle. And it came with like a signed letter of authenticity. Only 500 were made. And I just think it's so cool. Like that is a company that like no other celebrity has
Yeah.
started. Like, and he kind of combined his passion. Like he's really big into smoking weed,
Yeah.
and he's really big into doing pottery. And he kind of combined it into a way that like it was the space in the market still existed. It wasn't oversaturated. Um, there's not like a whole lot of celebrity endorsements with the weed, minus like maybe Snoop Dogg or whatever. But I just thought he's like very talented and cool and smart for doing that. And it
Yeah.
was like such a
Yeah.
sick approach to something that like is a little bit more hush hush.
Well, that's what I love too. It's just that like he combined things that he's passionate about, and like he also is like a business guy. Like he's
Yeah,
smart, but like he just doesn't like you kind of look at him, you don't think there's a whole lot to him,
right.
and then there's so much more to it, which I really like. I think I find people who are kind of like that to be very
Mhm.
interesting.
I agree because
Maybe
I
because I
think to
relate to them,
be
but
as funny as like those Dan McBride and Seth
yeah,
Rogen, you have to have like a very, very high IQ.
yeah, yeah. You have to be very smart. You have to think very
Because
quick.
I'm watching Righteous Gemstones, which we talked about, and it's like written, produced, whatever, all by Dan McBride. And those episodes are so funny. Like I just don't even get how he can organically come up with some of the shit that they say on that show, but it's so good.
And I don't think they do a lot of improv either. I think a lot of it is like everything that's
Scripted.
being is happening is scripted.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
so impressive. I comedy shows like that with like more high. I mean,
Hmm.
they're obviously like funny, but yeah, it's more like
It's more like
highbrow
high
humor.
intelligence. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
like the TV show Frasier, if you've ever seen that. But
I've not. Don't recommend it though. Let me watch it on my own accord.
I don't think you'll ever watch it because it's pretty
Okay.
old. And it's like black and it's not black and white. What am I saying? But
Oh, yeah, you lost me.
it's not black and white. I just thought it was, but
I do
it's
really
really
want to
good.
watch American Psycho.
Oh my god.
Is it scary
S-
though? Be honest.
Well, for your sense of scariness, probably.
Maybe I'll Google the ending and then watch it.
Well, I wouldn't say the ending is like scary like that. It's just like
Does he
scenes
kill
that you might.
people?
Well, that's up for your interpretation. But
Like Fight
in,
Club is kind of scary.
I guess I can see how you might think that. Um, but it's not. I wouldn't say it's. He does kill people like in the scenes, but like it's like
You
in the
ruined it.
in
No, just
the
kidding.
end, it's like up for your interpretation, kind of.
I think
But
it's interesting because a couple of people have told me that based on stories that I have recounted that certain
that you
people I've
have.
dated,
Oh,
that they're like, oh, that guy kind of sounds like Patrick Bateman from American Psycho. And then I organically came across a clip on TikTok and I was like, wait, why does this kind of remind me of this guy that I dated? I'm like, now I should probably see the movie because that's scary.
yeah. I mean,
But
it's if anything, you guys just see like the first 15 minutes because that's where he goes through his routine,
yeah,
and so
that's the
and
clip I
that's
saw on TikTok.
yeah, that's like the most iconic.
I'd
Yeah,
never seen that before, but it definitely piqued my interest.
that was also before Christian Bale was like really big, and that this was like his breakout movie too.
He is so youthful and hot in that movie.
Also, I'm watching the movie Arrival right now. Highly recommend it. It is so good.
Why have I never
Um,
heard of it?
oh, God, dude, see, this is why we
Is it
can't
new?
do.
I know you want to do
No,
movies, and I'm like,
it's not.
haven't
It's not
seen,
new.
haven't seen.
It
Okay,
is. It's like an
Arrival.
alien movie, but it's
Oh,
so.
you
It's
lost
not.
me.
It's not scary. It's not scary. But it's just. It's shot so well, and it's Denis Villeneuve who did Dune, and so he's like
Oh,
one of my favorite directors.
okay,
And oh my god, it is insane. Sorry. Also,
okay.
really quick before you go on with your obsession, I have been watching that other Apple TV John Hamm show. By the way,
I love that show so much. It's so
I
good.
was that was like I was gonna bring that up. I wasn't gonna tell you that I've been watching it, but I have been.
Oh, that's what you were gonna save? Isn't it so good?
Yeah, it's solid.
It's good. I don't know. Like, it's not too scary. It's kind of
It
lighthearted.
hasn't really gotten into like the heat of things. I feel like. And
Right.
so I'm kind of like it's still like a bit quite a big build up. Mo just sits right in front of the camera. Oh, you're working? Oh, bet.
She's so dumb.
um, but yeah, it's solid. So I mean, I'm into it. At least I'm gonna. It's good enough for me to watch, so I can discuss with you.
Okay,
So
that's good. I'll take it.
yeah.
She's so
Anyways,
cute.
is Mogs
Um,
your weekly obsession?
no, but I do love her. My weekly obsession, I think it's perfect, like going into spring because now I can kind of dress a little bit more freely without having to like bundle up in 30 layers.
Let that
My
shit
week
out.
my weekly obsession is color coordination, okay? I'm talking you
Okay.
put together an outfit, maybe your top matches your shoes, maybe your shirt has a little green in it, so you put a green purse. I'm talking like very strategic color coordination.
Hmm.
The browns goes with the blues. I'm obsessed also with the color combination of blue and green specifically. Um, and I think
Oh,
someone
that's a
that does,
good. That's a good, unique combination.
I have so much. If there's something like blue and green color combo, I buy it because I don't know, it tickles a part of my brain that I have to buy it. But someone that I think is immaculate at the color coordination, which we've kind of talked about, Tyler the Creator. Like everything is so calculated, and it doesn't mean he spent an hour picking out his outfit. It just means that like he understands which colorways kind of go with one another and complement each other. For example, I was really struggling with what I was going to wear to Sporty and Rich my last shift on Sunday, and my friend had recently sent me like a few pieces of Sporty and Rich, and one of them was like this blue tracksuit jacket
Hmm.
kind of thing. And I'm
Hmm.
like, man, I don't really know like how to wear this because I put it on with regular jeans and it was fine, but it just kind of looked frumpy. And I was like, no, I want to get a fit off today. Like, let me think about this. So the jacket had like some white in it. And I was like, you know what? I have white sporty and rich jeans. Let's see how that looks. And I tend not to wear white, especially in New York, because just like on the subway, whatever, the pockets are always black or like I'm OCD, so like it's not black, but there's like I can tell they're dirty, so I have to wear them,
Yeah,
wash them after
100%,
everywhere.
100%.
But anyways, I was like, okay, look, I kind of fuck with it with the white because the white in the jacket matches white with the pants. Then I was like, all right, let's see what kind of shoes I have. Oh, I had blue
Blue.
Adidas that perfectly matched the tracksuit jacket. And all day I walked around and I felt like $1 million. Like it just brought me so much joy to get a fit off like that with the color coordination. It didn't take too much thought, but it was like calculated. And so many people came in the store that day and was like, "Oh my God, I love what you're wearing. Like that is so cool that it just like
Shit,
all
I
ties
know.
together."
Me
And I was
too.
like, this old thing, I just kind of threw it on, you know? But
Oh, I've had this shit forever.
but I'm so excited. Like spring and summer, I feel like I have more freedom to do that because I don't need to wear as much clothes.
Hmm.
And oh my God, Tyler the Creator is the blueprint for that. But mark my words, I'm gonna up my color coordination and y'all are gonna see it, okay? That's it.
That's a good obsession.
It's
Because
just
it's like,
fun.
how do you feel about like monochromatic clothing?
That when done well, like I also fuck with that.
I
Or like
love, yeah, keep going.
denim on denim or like matching patterns, things like that. I think, I don't know, as long as there's like a rhyme and a reason to it, I can definitely appreciate it. I don't like when people just like haphazardly throw an outfit together, or I'm like, okay, this kind of looks like something I wore in seventh grade or something. No hate to those people. I'm just very attuned to like style and fashion, and that's something that like gives me energy and I find just like fun, which is why I literally work at a clothing store once a week for fun. But
Yeah,
yeah,
very
I think
fashionable clothing store.
very fashionable clothing store.
Well, so that's the thing is that like you don't have to have a great pieces. You don't have to have great style in general. But if you like understand like the coloring, I think that's important because like, it drives me crazy too. If someone's wearing like a black suit and then like brown shoes or like a
Yeah,
brown belt,
yeah.
or it's like brown and blue are like a perfect combo, freaking great color. But like when people pair like navy blue with black, sometimes that can work. But in general, it has to look really uh uh what's the word? It's like you want to do it. Like it has to look really purposeful
Okay.
doing it. Like if you're wearing like a navy blue top that it kind of looks black and you're kind of wearing it because like you think people won't notice kind of thing, then like that's a bad look. But it's like it
We
needs to like
notice.
make it needs to like
Yeah.
make sense.
Yeah.
You need to be actively trying to make that look work. But I think if you just wear a colors, and I think you do a very good job of that as well. I mean, like you're kind of like Tyler the Creator, but like a female version in a way.
Okay. Well, let's not compare me to an absolute genius, but I
Well, I
I am
wasn't
elite, a
comparing
follower.
like, yeah, you are elite follower of his for sure. But
Definitely.
it's just like I just don't think it takes a lot of effort to understand like a little like clothing a little bit.
I
And it's like
agree.
when you're putting like I don't think I'm going crazy or nothing, but like it's just like I feel like you can look at something and be like, all right, this doesn't look great.
Yeah,
And I
I
feel like a
think
lot of people don't see that.
it
Or
shows that you just put like a smidge, and I get people don't care like what they look like and how they dress, whatever. Like that's just
hmm
something that personally makes me happy, and I'm not doing it for anyone else. But it's cool when other people acknowledge it as well. But some people it's just not a priority. For me, if I'm like gonna wear a t-shirt that has like a hint of brown, why not wear my brown jeans or
yeah.
my brown
Yeah.
track pants? Like it's as easy as that. I'm not sitting here being like, oh my God, what do I wear for an hour? But I just like that it shows that I'm calculated in how I present myself.
And then the worst though too is when people like over colorize it.
Yeah, when you're like, you're doing too much. Like I
Yeah, where
see,
it's like you got like the red hat with like the red shoes, and then like you have like a graphic tee that's red, but then you're wearing like white pants, and you're just like, bro, you're doing way too much. Like
yeah, I'm doing too much. But
that's yeah,
that's my obsession of the week, color coordination, because it made me feel like $1 million. And isn't that what we all want to feel every day?
hell yeah, hell yeah. Anyways, thank you all for listening. Episode 7 of GDP Good Time Pod. Please like, subscribe, share, follow, rate. We're on YouTube. We're going to be on TikTok very soon here. So please run it up, send to everyone. I don't
Um,
love sharing it. I'll continue sharing
Put
it, but
Sebastian out of his misery by
it's,
organically sharing it with your friends and your
yeah.
family and loved ones because nothing says I love you like listen to this podcast that adds no value but also doesn't take away any
But it's
value
like,
for an
hey,
hour.
I thought of you in that moment, and so I'm sending you this podcast because they thought of you. So
And also, I challenge you, maybe wear a t-shirt that matches your shirt or something. Get a little, oh wait, that didn't make sense. Wear a t-shirt that matches your shoes or something, you
wear a
know?
T-shirt that matches your shirt, y'all.
Yep.
You heard it here first.
Tune in next week for Ep 8.
Hell yeah.